Okay, welcome. We are going to start off with properties of matter, specifically our states of matter. Now we're going to go over three, and that would be solids, liquids, and gases. So we're starting with solids. Solids have a rigid structure, so that just means that they have a set structure that they're in. They're built very tightly packed together. So if we look at this baseball bat and baseball here, they have a rigid structure. So since they're hitting one another, they may move a teeny tiny bit, but because their structure is so rigid, they really aren't going to change shape that much, if at all. So they do have a definite shape because of that rigid structure. You're also going to hear the word fixed. A fixed or definite shape. Same with volume. They have a fixed or a definite volume. Their volume's not going to change. Their volume is just based on what the object is. Because of that rigid structure, the volume does not change. It does have a low kinetic energy because of how tightly packed together those particles are. Because they are so tightly packed together, they can't really move that much. So at best, what they can do is vibrate, because they have such a small range of motion, they just vibrate a little bit, and that's about as much movement as they can muster because of how tightly packed they are. Alright, liquids. So liquids have a more flexible structure. It's not as rigid as a solid would be. It does not have a definite shape, and this is because liquid's ability to flow. So because it can flow, it has no definite shape. It just takes whatever shape of the container or area that it's in. So for this instance, in our picture here, the water takes shape of this riverbed or creek bed. Or if you watch it go over the rocks, it's going to take the same shape as the outside of the rock is. It has no definite shape. It is really flexible. It does have a definite volume, however, but in order to measure a liquid's volume, you do have to put it in a container, since that is the most efficient way to measure the volume for a liquid. Now, because liquid can flow more freely and is able to move around a lot easier because of the loosely packed particles, we do have a medium kinetic energy attached to it. So that just means that they're able to move a little better than those solid particles are. So they can slide past each other. So they can slide past each other and they're able to flow. Although liquid particles do still stick together, they're not as tightly stuck together as solids are. Gas is our last one. So gas has no structure, no definite or fixed shape, no definite or fixed volume. Because of this, we know that the particles do move more freely. They are just moving at random in any direction they can, as fast as they can. And because of this, they are called a high kinetic energy state of matter. So gas, high kinetic energy, particles move freely, crazy, anywhere they want to. No volume, no definite volume, no fixed volume, no definite or fixed shape, no structure. So just to review, again, solids have a fixed shape and a fixed volume. They vibrate because they don't have a big range of motion because of how tightly packed together they are, but they do have fixed positions, so they're kind of stuck where they are. Liquids can change shape. It usually takes the shape of whatever container that it is in. Volume is fixed, and liquids can flow. So they are free moving. The particles are still stuck together. They're just not stuck in fixed positions like solids are. And our last one, gas, shape and volume are not fixed. It depends on the container if you put them in a container, and it can flow. Because the particles are not organized whatsoever, they move quickly and freely and really fast, just far apart, all over the place. Okay, let's get into a quick pop quiz. You guys are going to have about 10 seconds for each question. The first couple, you're just identifying whether it's a solid, liquid, or a gas. And then at the end, you're going to have a couple bonus questions where you're going to tell me what states of matter you see present in each image. Okay, here we go. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. And here's your bonus questions. Last one. Okay, let's go back and see how y'all did. Okay, our first one is gas. Hopefully y'all got that one right. Second one is a liquid. So we've got our juice within our cup right there. Third is a solid. Fourth one is gas. You see our purple arrow pointing at the vapors that's coming off the penguin's head. Okay, here we go. So, our states of matter represented. The pot to use to boil water is a solid. The water is the liquid. And you can see some water vapor coming off, so that's a gas. So all 3 are represented. This one, you've got our anchor here that's fallen from the sky, lands in the ground and creates this gas effect with the dust. So we've got 2 states of matter in this one. And then our last one, our friend here has a hot pot filled with boiling water, so that's our solid. She pours the water into a cup, waters the liquid, and then throws it into the freezing air, and it becomes a vapor. So we've got all 3 represented in this one as well. I hope y'all did well on the pop quiz, and that you guys enjoyed this presentation. If you need help on more tutoring things, feel free to comment below, message me on what videos you might like me to make, and hopefully we can get y'all working on your next assignment and understanding things in science well. We'll see you next time here at Miss Smith's Science Tutoring.